السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Dear respected and honored community members, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless this evening. This evening is a very special one. It's Laylatul Jum'ah. It's the night that follows Friday. I wanted to take a few minutes, inshallah, to talk a little bit about sometimes giving up something that is so near and dear to you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes you have to give up your comfort zone, things that is very beloved to you, and perhaps sometimes it's materialistic things and sometimes is other. So I want to talk, we know about the materialistic aspect of it, giving up something tangible. We talk about that. But on the other side, from the other perspective, is sometimes giving up something that it's a practice. It's a religious act of worship. It's a deed that you are accustomed to do. And this relates to these certain circumstances that we are in, that we are not able to go to the masjid. We are not able to pray Jum'ah in congregation, which is the congregation that brings everybody together on a weekly basis, and that's why it's called Jum'ah. That is called, it's from Jama'ah. It's to collect people, collect a big gathering of people, and that's why we have Jum'ah in big numbers. But at times, even acts of worship are also put aside because it's the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There are many, many examples in our Sharia. One of the examples is during Hajj. When a person is performing Hajj, he is to leave praying in Masjid al-Haram that is equivalent to 100,000 prayers. And he's to go and not just go to Arafat, which is actually one day later. He's ordered to go and stay in Mina and pray 5 prayers over there. Masjid al-Haram is just a few miles away, but the sunnah is to leave that and come to Mina. And then when you go to Arafat and Muzdalifah, you will think that, salat ala mawaqitiha, inna salata kanat ala al-mu'mina kitaban mawquta, that prayer should be prayed in its time. But no, in Arafat you pray Dhuhr and Asr together in Dhuhr time. You pray Maghrib and Isha both in Isha time in Muzdalifah. Other than Hajj, many other examples. A person on the day of Eid, on both Eids, a person who has accustomed to fast on Monday, if that occurs on Monday, you are not allowed to fast. Actually, fasting will be prohibited. It's haram. You'll be sinful if you fast. The same example applies to also on the Eid day, a person who has a habit of sitting from Fajr to Shuruq, sitting in the same place, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, staying in the state of the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that does it every single day. But on that day of Eid, it's disliked to sit after Fajr and stay up to Ishraq. It's that you leave after Fajr and you go for the Eid Salah. After the Eid Salah, it's already Ishraq time. Can I pray 2 rak'at Ishraq? No. 2 rak'at of only Eid Salah will be performed, and you will go home and you will pray any other voluntarily Shalat. And many examples that we have in our Sharia, that sometimes even something very dear, that we have our habit of doing certain things, but at times we have to give it for the sake of Allah. We have been doing it for the sake of Allah, and then when we leave it, we also leave it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are put in a situation that we are not able to socialize and gather, and with that intention that I really want to go for Jum'ah, but I can't. This is the circumstance. Inshallah, you are rewarded for that. That's the need of the time. That's the call of the hour. That's what all the people in that sector, in the health area, are advising. This is what we have been told. I'm not a doctor. I cannot give those rulings. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ. So this is what the health professionals have advised us, and this is what we are doing. And most of the masajid in the world, as we speak, are closed off not to just Jum'ah Salah, but closed off to the daily five daily prayers. Um, at this point, what is in it for me? What is in it for us? Is to make your own homes a masjid. The prayer, it's not about the building. It's about you connecting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's about the prayer. And if you look at the masjid is to have a congregation, a prayer in congregation. I'll advise all of you who have other family members at living at the same place, pray your salat in congregation. That's the essence of salat in the masjid, is praying salat al-jama'ah. Um, if you are missing out praying salat al-jama'ah in the masjid, you could pray it at home. Pray your salat in jama'ah at home. After the salat, as a family, do a few adhkar of the Prophet ﷺ together as a family. So the point was that at sometimes we have to kind of get out of our comfort zone. This is perhaps a test from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah wants us to be in this situation, and Allah has planned for that. And what's the outcome? We don't know, but inshallah there is khair in it, and there will be a lot of khair. Um, there is nothing to give up hope on in these situations. There's always things to do. We will all be okay, inshallah, for the most part. And for those people who are okay, and those who are healthy, and those who have good immune system, remember those other people in your du'as. Make du'a for them. And one of the things that you will do is that to help out, to and this has been said again and again, try to reach out to people who are in need. Stay in touch with those who are vulnerable, those who are of high what's the word, of high risk individuals. Stay in touch with them. Keep checking on them. You don't have to go and sit and talk with them, but you could call them on the phone. You could just drop something by if they need something. Drop at their door, at their front door. Many ways that you can donate. You can donate online. You can help people. So all of these things, inshallah, these are acts that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put us in, that we have the opportunity to do so and to do these deeds. If we are deprived, and we should be deeply disturbed by it, but that should not take away from the other things that we can do and we are doing. So keep your hope high in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There's nothing big to worry about. There are greater other elements and trials and tribulations out there. Always be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever condition Allah has placed you in. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this blessed night that to uplift the calamity of the ummah of the Prophet ﷺ, as the Prophet ﷺ made dua for his ummah. Oh Allah, with those du'as that the Prophet ﷺ asked for us and asked for the entire ummah, oh Allah, reveal those good and those khair and those all of those rahmat and all those mercies that you have promised to our Prophet ﷺ through his supplications. Oh Allah, don't let any one of us be deprived of it. And oh Allah, give shifa to all those who are struggling and those who are working hard in any way to uplift the situation of those who are afflicted. Oh Allah, bless them and put barakah in their time and their effort and their energy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all of us and protect all of us from every direction, in any way, in every way. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. As I mentioned in the beginning, that tomorrow's Friday, don't forget to recite Surah Al-Kahf, recite your other du'as along with Surah Yasin and the other recommendations that we shared with you. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.